So you said, like, for example, if Jesus is God, for example, if he is God, then how can his creations kill him? Like you said that, okay, Jesus already said, like, he laid down his life and take back up, something like that. But still, how can his creations kill him? You believe that he died? How can his creation kill him, and yet he come back to life? How come we don't ask this question? So death cannot affect Jesus. He proved to us even by death that he is God again, because even
How can God be killed by his creation? You cannot answer. You say that he come back to life. But according to the Bible, there are a lot of people who died and come back to life. Elijah raised many people according to the Bible. Even Lazarus was raised back to life. This is the Bible, the book of John, chapter 11, verse number 35 to 42. It says that Lazarus was raised back to life. This is the Bible again. You know, Hebrew chapter 11 verse number 5, it says that Enoch was taken to heaven without death. Enoch never died. He was taken to heaven alive. So does that mean that Enoch is a greater God than Jesus?
when they killed him, he come back, he says, you can destroy this temple, I will rebuild it in 3 days. So the Messiah, even in his death, he have a very solid proof, extreme solid, because nobody go back to death and come back. I will be.
You idiot. Lazarus was raised back to life according to the Bible, and you say that nobody can die and come back to life. In fact, the Bible says that God never died for a second. God never died for a second. God is almighty. He has no beginning, no ending. So you cannot say that God died. You idiot.
Be back to you. You can destroy it. I will allow you to destroy it just to show you who am I. I am the Messiah. I am him. I am God's son. So they killed him willingly. He accepted. He come back to life against their will. But you believe that
Who come back to life? According to the Bible, it was God who raised Jesus from the dead. This is the Bible. It says in front of us that God is the one who raised Jesus from the dead. So Jesus cannot raise himself. This is the Bible again. John chapter 5 verse 30. Jesus says, I can of my own self do nothing. Nothing. So your God can do nothing on his own? Are you serious, Mr. C Pig? And he was killed, and we all know that God, according to the Bible, God never died for a second. You must be kidding me, Mr. C Pig.
he was dead on the cross, right? He died on the cross. He died in the cross, my friend. God never died. God never died. What die?
What? God never died, and Jesus died on the cross? Can you repeat that one more time?
But you believe that he was dead on the cross, right? He died on the cross. He died in the cross, my friend. God never died. God never died. He died in the cross, my friend. God never died. God never died. What die is the flesh. So against their will. But you believe that he was dead on the cross, right? He died on the cross. He died in the cross, my friend. God never died. God never died. What die is the flesh. So you as a human being, if somebody killed you, listen, let me explain to you. You as a human being, not as God, even you don't die. Because simply you die as a flesh, but your soul is always alive. Always, always. Yeah. That's why.
So a human being never died? So a human being never died. It is the flesh that died. The definition of death is when the soul leaves the body. That is what it is called death. When the soul leaves the body, that is what death means. So according to the Bible, God never dies. It means that God is always active. The soul never leaves God. God is already there all the time, present. So you say that God never died and Jesus died. That means that Jesus is not God.
We have something called resurrection. What is resurrection is? The flesh is dead, the spirit is alive, then God reunite the flesh with the spirit. Do we agree?
So God, bring together the soul and the spirit of Jesus, the soul and the body of Jesus together. So God is the one that raised Jesus from the dead. According to you again, Jesus is not God again.
Yes, I do agree. Okay. The Bible says that the Messiah, he was alive by the Spirit. He's alive by the Spirit.
So everybody, you say that everybody is alive by the Spirit. So nobody dies according to you. So what's the difference between the people and Jesus? Since everybody died and the soul is alive, and also the soul of Jesus is alive according to you, so what is the difference between us and Jesus?
He is dead by the flesh. He's alive by the spirit.
Jesus is not God.
And that make him God. You cannot
How?
erase Jesus. You cannot kill Jesus. You cannot destroy Jesus, because this death only for the flesh, and the flesh is not when Jesus came to existence. Jesus, he said, before Abraham.
Stop. So you say that no one can destroy Jesus, but Jesus was destroyed. Are you saying that the flesh is not God? So the flesh is created. So this flesh is not divine again. What? You have put yourself in a big trouble, Mr. CPIC.
I was. So death only for the flesh, and the flesh is not when Jesus came to existence. Jesus, he said, before Abraham, I was.
Before Abraham was, I am. But here is the Bible, the book of John, chapter 10, verse 7 to 8. It says that those before me are thieves and robbers. So is Jesus there before Abraham? Why did Jesus say those who come before me? So there are some people who existed before Jesus. What? So Jesus is not in existence before Abraham. It means that Jesus is in the knowledge of God before Abraham was born, because Jesus was born at the time of Mary. So what is Mr. CPIC saying? Oh, it is an error in the Bible?
When Jesus, he said, before Abraham, I am exist. But at that time, the flesh.
The Quran also says that Allah is the God, and Muhammad is, peace be upon him, is the messenger of God. All these things. And
yeah, but just
like that, the Bible also says it. Then,
my friend, the difference is the Quran is just a book of cheap talk. Allah, he created, Allah, he did, Allah, etc., and then Allah did nothing. Jesus is a person who did what he say, and he say what he do. So
according to the Bible, Jesus was a liar. Jesus never do what he said. And here is the proof. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29 to 34. Jesus says, or in other words, Jesus prophesies about the second coming. He says that this generation will not pass away before the judgment of day comes. The judgment day comes. But up to now, no answer. So Jesus is a liar according to the Bible. Mr. CPIC.
When Jesus, he say, I resurrect people, he resurrect people, even he resurrect himself. When Jesus, he said,
the Bible said that Jesus was resurrected by God. So you are lying again. Here is the Bible. God raised Jesus from the dead. So who is lying? Is it the Bible or CPIC?
Forgive sin, he forgave sin, and he commit no sin.
Oh, if Jesus forgives sins, then why is it that Jesus says that God forgive them the sins, for they don't know what they are doing? Why did Jesus say God forgive them their sins, for they do not know what they are doing? So who is lying? Is it the Bible or Mr. CPIC?
Jesus, he healed the blind. So when Jesus, he say, I resurrect people, he resurrect people, even he resurrect himself. When Jesus, he said, I forgive sin, he forgave sin, and he commit no sin.
You have already gone against the Bible. The Bible says Jesus committed many sins. Yes, he committed many sins, and here is the proof. This is the book of Luke chapter 3 verse 3. It says that to be baptized means to seek forgiveness of sin. Baptizement of the forgiveness of sins. But in the book of John chapter 3 verse 16 to 17, it says that Jesus was baptized. What does that mean? It means that Jesus was asking forgiveness of sins. In the book of John chapter 7 verse 8 to 9, it says clearly in front of us that Jesus lied to his brother. He said that he's not going, but later he goes secretly, but not publicly. According to the Bible again, Jesus lied about the second coming. He said that the second coming will take place when this generation will not pass away. But we're in 200 years, 2000 years now. Nothing happens. He never returned. And that means that Jesus is a liar according to the Bible. So Mr. CPIC is lying again.
I mean, look at the. You little you wanna refute me? 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 Yeah, right.